You're probably wondering why I haven't made more Just Cause 3 videos. Well, there are two reasons. The first reason is Rico. Every time I inhabit his body, I realize that he's an incredibly rude and perverted man. It wasn't even 10 minutes after I came to Medici and I was already sexually molesting this railing. I didn't want to, obviously, but I can't control Rico's urges. I mean, seriously, why would anyone do this? I would understand if I molested some rugs, but the railing? This is absolutely disgusting. Thankfully, the gods took control of my camera, so I didn't see most of the rail fuckery. The second reason is the fact that this world functions on a timer for me. Not only do I have to play on low settings and with a shitty resolution, but after about 30 minutes the entire world completely shits all over itself. Stuttering and lag like I have a pre-built Dell computer from 2004, but luckily I did do some shit in the 30 minutes that I managed to be here. I think these problems are occurring because the gods of Petardia didn't properly build the existence of Medici, so both Rico and the world are fucked up. But of course, they will never admit to this. The gods will always consider themselves perfect. The first thing I did was completing a sea race, and they gave me 4 stars half a second before I finished it. A couple of seconds later, they told me I entered a restricted area. It's like I can't have anything nice in my life anymore. Very annoyed, I noticed the red things in the distance, you know, explodable things. I thought to myself, why not attempt to blow it all up from so far away? I took out my RPG and fired. I was surprised when the missile was pulled by gravity and didn't hit the target. I killed myself by gliding into the ground many times, so I'm not sure why was this surprising. After some better aim, I fired again and hit the fuel tank. I watched the glory of destruction and smacked the second tank as well. Despite the very shitty world that the gods built, the explosions are magnificent. I decided to get a bit closer and perhaps cause more explosions. This is a medical settlement that I need to completely demolish because the doctors are too aggressive and the gods don't like that. And they have quite a few staff members all over the place, a lot of nurses and doctors. I tried to get onto this prostate checker, but I miserably failed to grapple onto him and I sensed death tickling my asshole. My prostate said no you won't, and I carefully aimed my RPG towards him. As I fired, I felt the finger in my butt, but in the final glorious moment, my missile hit him, and despite my death, my prostate stayed intact. After resurrection, I wanted to try again and flew right into the base. I landed on top of one of the weird tower things and noticed another prostate checker. This time I managed to grapple myself onto him, but he was an old man who couldn't handle my ass, and we both plunged into swift death. After another resurrection, I decided to be a bit more careful. I flew around and brought mayhem to various parts of the base, but this massive satellite dish greatly piqued my interest. I wanted it to die because they probably used it to call more doctors. RPG didn't seem to work. This cannon machine thing also didn't seem to work. I have no idea who created this satellite, but the fucking thing was tough. Since I didn't have any more heavy medical equipment, I walked around searching for barrels. Barrels, man. I found a barrel and grappled it onto the satellite. The thing exploded so gloriously I almost started crying, but then I realized that I'm not a little bitch. I eat the tears of baby dragons. They usually cry when I take their blood as sacrifice to the gods. Anyway, I flew down towards the sea where one of the base entrances were. Some ass maggot hit me with a cannon and I dropped into the sea. This is where my battle with the rectum inspectors began. Earlier we battled with prostate checkers. They are part-time doctors that simply do checkups from time to time, but these motherfuckers are ready to rip you apart if you don't follow their instructions. Every time I attached myself onto one of the doctors, another dog fisted the one I was attached to, and I fell into the water, which basically allowed me to have a pretty effective way of killing them before they jammed their fists in me too. Since they decided to send both the prostate checkers and the rectum inspectors, it wasn't very easy kidnapping one of them, but once most of them managed to kill themselves, I took control of a prostate checker. I was able to destroy the ships that they still had, the ass maggot on the cannon, a fuel tank and a few other things around the base entrance. I destroyed pretty much everything in the base using the prostate checker, but then I suffered from an attempted fistage by the rectum inspector. I had to leave the checker and dove in the water again. I noticed that they sent 2 of them again, and the tactic was the same as before. Surface, attach onto one of them, and then attempt to kidnap him, while the second one attempts to fist me, and does it to the other inspector instead. This indeed happened, and since we were very close to the water, he sank and died. Only one inspector was left, so I was able to attach myself onto him and take over control. Every rectum inspector has 2 weapons, the fist and the butt stick for the brave. I fisted the battleship that they had, and finished off the base by destroying the last tank next to the road. Unfortunately, due to the amount of fistage and overall fuckery, the world of Medici started to crap out. I was happy to have a rectum inspector on my side, but I had to leave and let the gods try to repair it, so my future endeavors can be more enjoyable. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the glorious destruction that the gods of Petardia have given us, despite the terribly shitty optimization. Let me know, would you like to see more, and if so, what exactly would you like me to do in this world? I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your butt.